In this lesson, we're going to look at sketching the phase angle. So in this first question, you can see here, it says sketch the graph of y equals 3 sine x minus 60. The graph is out of phase by 60 degrees. Now the minus 60 means it's been shifted, to my mind, forwards 60, but my forwards is to the right hand side. Some people think the forwards is left, but my forwards is to the right hand side. So minus 60 moves it to the right hand side 60 degrees. So the first thing I would ask you to do, and I've done it here already, is draw a normal sine wave. Now you should be competent at this by now. If you're not, I would go back and study the earlier lessons and make sure you're really confident at drawing a normal sine wave. Put your 5 main points. It starts at 0, goes peaks up, back down at 180 at 0, back down the bottom and back up. Now I've put 3 here and negative 3 there. That's because there's a 3 at the front. So that's the only change there. It's stretched up to 3 and down to minus 3. So that's my basic graph of the 5 main points. Now the minus 60, as I said before, moves it forwards 60 degrees. So as I've said at the start, if you jump 3 to get to 90 and 3 boxes to 180, jumps of 30 and 60 and so on are quite easy to do, because a jump of 60 degrees is 2 boxes. So each of these yellow dots, if you like, need to move 2 boxes to the right, like this, and so on. I'll put them back, but each of those boxes, dots need to move 2 boxes. Again, you could probably just mark them in, couldn't you? You could put a mark there, put a mark there, put a mark there. I suppose you could kind of put a mark here. I know it's out the graph, but it'll give you an idea of where you're aiming for. And if you try and draw a smooth curve through those new dots, then you'll get this, which is the graph you're looking for. As well as drawing, when you draw the first graph, I would draw it dotted or faint. Draw a dotted faint so it's not kind of confusing. Make sure you extend it here. So make sure you extend it back to the y-axis here. And you don't need this wee extra bit in the end. I know I've got it there. That's just because I copied the graph over, but you don't need this wee extra bit. You can stop it here. But you must make sure the graph starts at the y-axis. Now the last thing I want you to do, I did talk about it in the last lesson, is mark in the points where it crosses the x-axis and where it peaks, the wee dotted line, and where it kind of bottoms out at year 330. So make sure you mark in these parts, really, really important. Okay, let's look at another one. I'm going to do 2 more with you, and then you can try the exercise yourself. So this graph is a sketch of a cosine wave. So again, I've marked in the basic cosine wave. Again, if you're not sure of this, go back and practice. It's really, really important, and it does crop up in higher maths, so quite a lot. So it's really important to be able to draw a basic sine and cosine wave with your 5 main points and try and draw it smoothly and accurately. Now this cosine wave goes up to 2 and down to minus 2, so that's what I've put in here, 2, and I've got a minus 2 at the bottom here. Now the plus 30 shifts it back 30. My back is to the left, so I move it to the left. So each of these dots, if you like, they move to the left by 30 degrees, so that's 1 box. So just shift it 1 box across. I'll just use a pen here, and you could mark it in. You could mark it in there, 30. That would go to there. That would go to there. That would go to there. And the bottom one would go over here. If you try and draw a smooth curve, it should look like that. Again, draw the first one dotted or faint, and then the second one kind of more accurately. Right, so we don't really need this wee bit here. I'm going to try and draw this wee bit in. I would continue it down, something like that. You can draw it better than me. And because these are being shifted 30 degrees, this is now going to be 60. This is going to be at 150 where it peaks. This is going to be at 240 and 330. Again, really important to mark these new values in. Okay, last one I'm going to look at, a wee bit of a trickier one. Now, this is a sketch of minus 0.1 sine x minus 20. So what you'll notice is I've got my 0.1 ready to go there, 0.1, and I've got a minus 0.1. I've also drawn in a negative sine wave. I've realised it's a negative sine wave, so I've flipped it over. And again, I've marked in my 5 main points. And there's a sine wave, and it's negative. Now, negative 20, that's moving it forwards or to the right by 20 degrees. Now 20 degrees you're just going to have to guess roughly at, but because we mark in the new values it's okay. So roughly there, a third of a box before the, or 2/3 of a box forward, isn't it really? So 2/3 forwards, 2/3 forwards. Again, we could try and mark it in something like there. That would go to there. That would go to there. If you're trying to work out roughly where it ends up, it would be there, and this one would be roughly there. Okay, if you join these up, it should look roughly like that. Again, the first one should be dotted and faint. This is your new one. And again, make sure you finish it off. So you don't need this wee extra bit after 360, just stop it there. But I would continue this up to the y-axis. You can draw it better than that, I'm sure. And then make sure you mark in your values where it's high and lows, and where it crosses the x-axis. It's 20 forwards from 270, 20 forwards from 180, and so on. Another thing that's quite nice to do is actually name the new graph, like put a wee arrow to it. Now you can see it's negative 0.1 sine x minus 20. Okay, hopefully this helps. Now try I think it's question 2 in the book. Try and draw the graphs out.